meters hurdles. So Elisa De Lazaro in lane 1. 12.91 recently. That was very close to her personal best. Elena Carraro. She's improved this year to 12.84. So 2 Italians with sub-13 credentials. Greece's Roble, 12.91. He ran recently. Here's the Italian record holder, Giada Carmassi, 12.96. Ran that in Switzerland in Chaux de Fonds last year. I should say this year. So ran well in Chaux de Fonds last year. And alongside her, Masai Russell, 12.17 to lead the world this year, Russell. What you can do here in these helpful conditions. Ali Armstrong, another really quick athlete. 49 for Armstrong, completing a trio of Americans in this race. Alexandra Webster, 12.81, and on the outside, Veronica Besana, fourth of the Italian quartet in this race. So, 4 Italians, 3 Americans and a Cuban in the women's 100 meters hurdles. Masai Russell, second fastest woman of all time.
On your marks.
As they settle down, it's De Lazaro, Carraro, both of Italy in lanes 1 and 2. Roble of Cuba, 3. Carmassi, Italy. Russell, Armstrong and Webster of the United States. And on the outside, Besana of Italy. And Russell away very, very quickly indeed. Armstrong also running well at this stage. And it's Armstrong who's got the advantage. Russell clattering into the hurdles. Armstrong comes through for an unexpected win in 12.54 unofficially. So what an upset that is. Gosh, that was very unexpected there. Russell looked as though she was absolutely flying over the first 4 hurdles. Then started to hit barriers. And it was Armstrong who came through. Armstrong's personal best came in Florida. Hasn't got much international experience, but held her composure there as Russell started to clatter into the hurdles and pulled away. Good 2 meters advantage in the end for Armstrong. It's 4th at the World Championships in 2022. Hasn't been running much internationally this year. NCAA champion back in 2022 as well. So 12.53 is confirmed. Armstrong, 12.53. Russell came through for second in 12.69 and Webster 12.71. Just 1/100th outside Webster's personal best to make it. Quickly moving along then. Women's 100 meters. Divijinque. Crystal slowly, seen lots of Crystal around the international circuit in recent years. Maya McCoy. That's not Amy Hunt. That's Marie Jose Talau Smith. Double silver medalist at the World Championships back at 2017. On 1090 indeed recently. This is Dario Nita. She trains in Italy. She's got World Championship and Olympic Championship medals in the 4x100 meters. 4th and 5th over 100 and 200 at the Olympics last year. And top Italian in this field, Kelly Douala-Edimo. Improved recently. She's only 17 years of age, but she's already run 11:36. So we were expecting to see Amy Hunt in there, but she's missing from lane 4. So from the inside, it's Jinque, South Africa, slowly Jamaica, McCoy, United States. Then in lane 5, Talau Smith, Ivory Coast, Nita of Great Britain, and Douala of Italy in this 6-woman field.
On your marks.
Last year, it was Talau Smith from Nita into a very strong breeze last year. So once again, as they settle down, Jinque, slowly McCoy, that's lanes 1, 2, and 3, and then Talau Smith, Nita, and Douala, lanes 5, 6, and 7.
Set.
A good getaway, and Talau Smith already imposing herself on this field, battling back on her outside, Nita, but Talau Smith takes it, and takes it well. So 10.83 for Talau Smith. That's a superb run from the Ivory Coast athlete. 26 years of age, but no sign of easing up at all. Impressive performance, and Nita doing well there. Must be a good time for Nita. Starting to get into a stride. Starting her season quite late, Nita. I wouldn't be at all surprised if that's under 11 seconds as well. Again. Talau Smith, always a quick starter. World Indoor silver medalist back in 2018. Nita at this stage, just a shade behind. It's McCoy who came through for the 2nd place. So McCoy, well, they've got a personal best there. McCoy comes here having recently run 11:02. Must be giving that to the top Italian. Everybody's getting a go at it.
Mamma, come farla sentire vecchia.
Wow. Talau Smith, 10.92, good run from her. McCoy just outside a personal best, and a season's best for Dario Nita. So, hasn't had many races, the Briton, but a good performance there. Dario Nita, I'm sure, will be sharpening up over the coming weeks and really getting ready for Tokyo. Confirmed big-time performer. But Talau Smith, well, over the years, rarely disappoints. Obviously a very popular figure amongst this crowd. Good crowd in Brescia at this Campo Atletica Gabri Gabric. And in case you're wondering who Gabri Gabric was, he was one of the icons of Italian athletics in the 30s and 40s, threw the discus for Italy at the 36 and 48 Olympic Games.
There is one number from this race that still doesn't add up. Masai Russell entered this meet with a world lead of 12.17 seconds, 2nd fastest in history over the 100 meters hurdles. Her opponent, Tia Adana Bell Armstrong, had barely raced internationally this season. When the scoreboard settled, Armstrong crossed first in 12.53. Russell finished second in 12.69, a margin of 0.16 seconds. In hurdles terms, that's not a photo finish. That's a race decided by a technical breakdown visible enough to demand a frame-by-frame answer. By the end of this breakdown, you'll know exactly what went wrong and why Armstrong's composure made it inevitable. Russell's 12.17 world lead was built on a specific mechanical profile. She is an accelerator, a hurdler who generates elite velocity by the third barrier and holds it through powerful ground contact and a low, aggressive hurdle clearance angle. Over the first 4 barriers of this race, that profile was exactly what the clock showed. Her reaction time off the blocks sat at approximately 0.131 seconds, within her normal range, and she reached the third hurdle in roughly 3.9 seconds, on pace for something close to her season's best. Armstrong reacted at approximately 0.138 seconds, a touch slower. Through the opening 30 meters, she was trailing. And here's the part that doesn't make sense on the surface. Slower reaction, trailing at halfway, and yet Armstrong won by the width of a straightaway. The answer is in what happened between hurdle 4 and hurdle 7. Russell began clipping barriers. Not dramatically, not the kind of collision that stops momentum dead, but the kind of contact that costs fractions. Each strike of the lead leg against the top rail redirects kinetic energy. Instead of continuing forward, a fraction is lost sideways and upward. Over one hurdle, the penalty is small. Over 3 consecutive hurdles, the cumulative effect is a measurable velocity loss, and more critically, it disrupts stride rhythm. The 100 meters hurdles is not just a speed event. It is a rhythm event. Elite hurdlers operate on a 3-stride pattern between barriers, calibrated in the approach phase. Russell's stride length between the 5th and 6th hurdles, under normal conditions, averages approximately 2.05 meters across 3 strides. When she struck the 4th barrier, her takeoff foot for the 5th hurdle landed approximately 0.08 meters short of her optimal takeoff point. That sounds trivial. It isn't. A shortened takeoff distance forces a steeper clearance angle, closer to 17 degrees rather than the 13-degree low sweep she typically uses, which adds airtime without adding ground distance. Each additional millisecond in the air is a millisecond not in contact with the track, not generating propulsion. What's most surprising here isn't that Russell hit barriers. She has the aggression profile that sometimes produces this. It's that she hit them at the exact portion of the race where stride pattern is most fragile, the transition from acceleration into top speed maintenance. At this point, the body is switching from power generation to efficiency management. Any external disruption to the rhythm gets amplified. Armstrong's race tells the complementary story. Her clearance technique is built on efficiency. She runs at barriers rather than jumping over them. Her clearance height above the hurdle rail sits within approximately 4 to 6 centimeters of the legal minimum, meaning she wastes almost nothing on vertical displacement. Between hurdles 5 and 8, while Russell was recalibrating her stride after each contact, Armstrong was running the most consistent 3-stride sequence in the field. Her split from the 5th to the 8th hurdle, approximately 2.71 seconds, was faster than anyone else in the race over that interval. That is where the race was won. There is a mechanical principle behind this. A hurdler with a lower center of mass trajectory over each barrier can afford a slightly longer ground contact time without losing top speed, because less of the speed budget has gone on vertical lift. Armstrong's ground contact time between the 6th and 7th hurdles was estimated at approximately 0.095 seconds, within the elite range, and it remained stable. Russell's showed micro-variance from the 5th hurdle onward, a clear signature of rhythm disruption. By the 8th hurdle, the gap was set. Armstrong led by approximately 0.12 seconds. The final 2 barriers and the run-in held no more drama. Armstrong crossed in 12.53, a personal best by a significant margin. Webster took third in 12.71, just 0.01 outside her own best. Russell finished second in 12.69. What this race teaches about the 100 meters hurdles and about elite sprint events more broadly is what coaches call technical robustness under speed. Russell has the faster top-end speed. She has the world lead. But top speed and technical resilience are different qualities, and this race was decided by the latter. A hurdler who maintains clean clearance mechanics at 95% of maximum velocity will, in most races, beat a faster hurdler who cannot. The errors don't have to be large, they compound. Here's what this tells us about where the event is heading. The fastest hurdlers in the world are no longer separating on raw speed alone. The margins are that tight: 12.17, 12.53, 12.69, 12.71, all in the same competitive window. That technical consistency has become the decisive variable. Put yourself in Armstrong's position. Limited international racing this season, lined up next to the second fastest woman in history. The competitive logic says you don't win that race. She executed a technically conservative, rhythmically stable race plan, and it held up exactly when Russell's didn't. That's not luck. That's a race plan. The question this race leaves open is whether Russell's barrier contact was a one-off product of aggressive tactics on a fast day, or a recurring vulnerability under maximum effort conditions. Her 12.17 world lead suggests the former is possible, but Armstrong just showed the field the blueprint for how to exploit it. Watch the next time Russell races at this level. Count the clearance contacts from hurdle 4 onward. If she clips twice, the race is competitive. 3 times, and whoever is running clean mechanics beside her has a real chance. If you want the next analytical breakdown, hurdle technique, race tactics, sprint biomechanics, subscribe and hit the bell. And drop a comment. Do you think Russell's barrier contact is a technical flaw or an acceptable cost of the aggression that makes her 12.17 possible? Either way, we'll be back with the numbers.